The one secret ingredient that I have never told anybody ever in Corky's barbecue sauce is...
Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Kim Gravel Show. I'm your host, Kim Gravel. And, of course, I'm joined with my ride or die producer, Zach Miller.
Hey, Kim. I'm so glad to be here. It's been so long.
Okay, I know why you're excited. Like, you had more excitement in this than you have had in a long time. And I know what it is. I know why.
What is it, Kim?
You are down for the BBQ, the barbecue. This week, because we're talking about, like, life-changing food. And if you've ever had good barbecue, you know exactly. Do you like barbecue? Like ribs, wings?
I'm obsessed with barbecue. Like, give me a good, if you smoke it, I'll eat it. That's it. Like, full stop. I don't care what it is. Kim, do you have a smoker? Do you ever smoke meat?
I do not. But my brother-in-law does, Sean, and we are constantly, out barbecuing each other. My mother does a mean barbecue sauce, but she boils her meat and then barbecues. I mean, there's so many ways to barbecue, and all barbecues are not created equal. Like, you can make your own barbecue sauce, but the thing is, okay, Zach, let me just give you a piece of advice.
Okay.
The meat, whether it's a rib, whether it's a wing, I don't care. It has to fall off the bone.
You are so right about that.
I know. It has to just almost just slide off of it when you pick up the rib. It just slides off. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I am hungry. And tell me.
And I'm hungry too, but I'm a little ticked off too.
Why?
Because our guest today, I've known him for years.
Okay.
I've actually lived down the road from him in Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, yeah. And nobody sent me. Normally, people will be, they send me their book or they send me their, I never even got a slab of ribs, nothing. I got no barbecue.
We're going to have to take this up with him when he comes. He can't, he's not here to defend himself. So I think that's good.
Well,
although maybe you should blame me. Maybe that's bad producing. Maybe it's my fault.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to kind of work this in on you. Because or did you get my barbecue and forget to tell me? I'm not sure. We're going to figure that out.
Okay, so here's the thing, Kim. They asked me what your address was, like the best shipping address for the barbecue, right? And I accidentally misread it and gave them mine. California. Sorry.
Of course you did. Instead of GA, you said CA. I know what you did. Anyway.
It's an easy mistake to make.
It's really an easy mistake.
Yeah. And I have to say it was delicious.
Shut up. The thing is, I know people. So that's the good thing about it. Today's guest has worked his way from working through the drive-thru at legendary Corky's Barbecue in Memphis to becoming the owner and CEO of the entire company. He has written cookbooks, he has a QVC show, a podcast, and he's won more barbecue awards than I have shoes, which is a lot. Y'all, he's a brother from another mother. Everybody, let's welcome the face of Memphis barbecue himself,
Jimmy Stovall.
Wow, that is incredible.
Is that not incredible?
It's like I have my own cartoon and coming in the show. And
I just feel like we're on a late night show. Play it again, Zach.
Let's do it again. I want to hear it.
Jimmy Stovall.
Oh my gosh. I'm definitely going to need that on my phone. I could make that everyone's ringtone.
That's your ringtone. That is your ringtone. And if can I just say this about you, Jimmy? For everybody who doesn't know Jimmy, or a lot of you do, you've got to go follow this dude, because if anybody needs a ringtone, it's you. I would love it. Like some intro music just to follow me around. And I hate the attention though.
You could have like a live band follow you around. That would be cool.
That would be great.
Now you're going to lie. Now you've gone to lying on the show. Here we go.
Already.
The first lie has been told.
Told a lie.
The first 30 seconds. Okay, so Jimmy, let's talk about, because I lived in Memphis.
I
was walking in Memphis. Yeah. Okay, so we live right down the road from Corky's. I mean, we ate at Corky's more than How did you know that barbecue was like your calling from God? Because it truly is. I mean, it truly is.
You know what? That's a great question. I wouldn't say it was. It was the only food. I rarely say this, but I'll tell you since you brought it up like that. It's the only food as a kid that I would not eat. I couldn't stand it.
Are you kidding?
What?
No, if my parents got a barbecue pizza, like half barbecue pizza, half pepperoni, like I did not want the pepperoni piece that I would eat to touch that barbecue. Couldn't stand it. Even to the point when I was in 6th grade, and I just realized this maybe in the last 10 years, my grandparents took me to this new barbecue place when I was in 6th grade and, or 8th grade. And that was probably my first entire like regular barbecue pork sandwich because my grandparents took me and I knew I had to eat there. And you know that it was Corky's? I did not know. I did not remember until so many years later that I was like, this is where they took me. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I know where the table we sat and everything. But so no, I just needed a job. I needed a job after college, and that's really how I started. And yes, it has become my entire life, but it was not my life goal out there. I mean, I love to eat. I love great food, and probably most of all, I like kind of entertaining. So, when you at a restaurant, that's kind of what you're doing. You're taking care of people. You're serving them great food. You're giving them drinks, and that's what I love. So it was kind of a natural.
Well, I would say that for sure about you and about Corky's. It is an experience. And I think that food brings people together. To me, food it level sets, right?
Oh my gosh, it does.
It doesn't matter your race, your background, your socioeconomic status, even your culture. Good food is good food.
That's right. And to me, it creates memories and stories, and it's things especially in my life, it all revolves around food or a taste or you can remember. And it really, and barbecue does that for me because even though I didn't eat it as a kid, I've made up for it, by the way. But my granddaddy always barbecued. My granddaddy always barbecued. And so to me, when I think about it or smell it, when I pull up into the parking lot and the smoke's billowing out of the chimneys, it takes me right back to when my granddaddy would, be up at 5 a.m, putting on his shoulder and, getting slow smoking all day long. Like food does that to me. It takes you right back. I can remember the garage, my grandmother's kitchen, who was there, just the whole feeling. And you can do that when you just mention food or any type of food.
The best way to get to know somebody is like sharing a good meal. It really is together. Just sitting down and breaking bread.
I think it brings kind of down the barriers. Everybody eats, everybody enjoys stuff. It gives you something to talk about. It lowers that wall if you have anything up. And I think even if you're at a party and, there's great food, there's something, oh my gosh, have you tried that? It's like an intro and then the flavor and you remember being at that party and the people. It doesn't matter. I think food's such a connector.
It is a connector. So I want to talk to you about the secret sauce.
Yeah. People.
I mean, you do have a secret sauce, right?
Yeah,
like all of your recipes are like.
That's right.
Okay. Can you give me an exclusive? Because this is the thing, we're having this big Kim's barbecue show. You're on it. Yeah. We're like brother and sister. I'm afraid when we get on the show together, we're never going to have the opportunity again. So we've got to make it work because they're never going to allow us to do that because we're both crazier.
Yeah, that's right.
Looney
We're going to break the rules.
Okay.
And
we're totally going to do that.
Yeah.
And I have a big ask at the end of the show for you.
Okay. All right.
Because I feel like the Lord is calling me into barbecue. I know he has. Yeah. Like, maybe
he called you right in when you moved to Memphis. He called you right into Corky.
He called me right in. Yeah. And I have some things I'd like to share with you and the Corky's team. But can you give us one secret ingredient, one that you've never told me? Can we get a breaking news exclusive? And don't say like sugar. Okay, you got to give me something.
Here, when you say it, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, I said it. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I said it.
I didn't hear anything. The secret ingredient is.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, and that's a great question. I don't think it's one thing. It is not one thing. It is, to me, barbecue or sauce or rubs. It's all about, I talk with my hands, so these things get in my way. It's all these layers of flavor. So it's kind of like people, there's all these different, peel that onion, layers and layers and layers.
Honey,
and so
be careful what you peel back.
I know. Yeah. So a friend of mine told me the other day, he goes, be careful. There's a bunch of landmines up here.
Same. I can relate. I can totally relate.
Yeah. So I don't think it's one thing. The original founder of Corky's, Don Pelch, who I worked for years and years, he always said, our secret sauce is the people. And so when you asked that earlier, I instantly said people. I am so fortunate to work with so many incredible people. And you can have the best recipe in the world. You can have the best food in the world. And you don't have good people. It's not going to be anything. Nobody's going to want it.
Agreed.
They're not going to come back. And our pit masters, I don't think there's another food out there that is so competitive like barbecue. There's competitions. There's chili cook-offs and there's wing cook-offs, but nothing like barbecue.
Not like barbecue. I tell you, people are serious.
Yeah, and so our pit masters, and when I go back to the people, they have so much pride in that art of cooking incredible barbecue every single day. Because if you do the same thing literally every single day, you want to be so consistent. And I think that it's not just the sauce. It's not an ingredient. It's the people, and the people make the difference. They care. There's so much pride in it. And, that to me is the secret. It's the people. You can have, like I said, you can have any sauce in the world. And if you don't have incredible people cooking with it, serving it, doing it the way it's supposed to be done every single day, you just have a sauce.
Factor meals have been a lifesaver. Not just it's saving me time, they're absolutely flavorful and delicious. It's like clean, healthy eating with no guilt. I'm giving my kids great meals. Travis loves them. We're all fighting over the garlic chicken. I mean, it's just good stuff. You've got to give it a try. Even Amy's hooked on Factor. I've got my whole family on it. Easy, delicious, y'all, and you're going to lose the lbs. I'm telling you, you're going to lose the pounds. So trust me, try Factor. So get started at factormeals.com/Kim50off and use code Kim50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Kim50off at factormeals.com/Kim50off to get 50% off plus free shipping. You got to try it. You're going to love it. And your stomach and your waistline both are going to thank me. Have y'all ever heard of Pique yet? They're on a mission to create doctor-approved, cutting-edge solutions for your head-to-toe health and beauty transformation with their healthy drink mixes. Now, I tried Pique Radiant Skin Duo, and let me just tell you, it is a game changer. This is doctor-recommended duo backed by experts, is designed to deeply hydrate, boost energy, and God knows I need that, and support whole body wellness from the inside out. And with over 15,000 five-star reviews, I knew I had to try it. And y'all, within weeks, I felt the difference. I felt more hydrated, more energized, and more myself than I have in years. No more waking up exhausted, no more dull, dry skin, no more energy crashes throughout the day. I also tried the Sun Goddess Matcha that gives me like calm, sustained energy. It lasts me all day and it doesn't leave me jittery like coffee does. Get 20% off plus a free starter kit with my exclusive link, piquelife.com/Kim. That's PIQUE life.com/Kim. Look, don't sleep on this one. Your body and your skin will thank you. I know mine does. Is that why you like being on QVC? I know why the viewers love you. Instantly, I felt like you and I were kin. So, I mean, and I know the viewers feel the same way.
Gosh, I'll tell you this. I used to say I was lucky until a friend of mine said, don't ever say you're lucky again. You worked for everything you have. And I was like, I know, but I feel fortunate, And it was, I got an opportunity. Yeah. And I did take advantage of it. And I loved it. I was fascinated by it. I got to tell the Corky story to so many people, even though I could share my passion for great barbecue and tell you, you go into a grocery store and it's like, oh, that's just sitting there and that package looks pretty. Maybe I'm going to get that. Or I can tell you all about it, just like I was a waiter or worked in the drive-thru. And so, yeah, I loved it. I still love it. And it has been, I've been at QVC since like 25 years, me personally.
Wow.
And so, 25 years. And so I was 20 something, all right, almost.
I was going to say, so you were 8 when you started.
No, seriously. Yeah. I remember, here's the thing. I remember going to the green room and someone was like, how old are you? I was like, oh, I'm 29. And they were like, oh my gosh, you're 29. And at 29, I felt like I was, like, oh, what do you mean I'm 20? Yeah, I'm 29. And now I look back and when I see young people in the green room, I'm like, oh my gosh, you look like children. But
you know what, Jimmy? I mean, you've grown up at QVC professionally, if nothing else.
Oh yeah, it changed my life. It changed my life. Mm-hmm. It did. The customers, but being able to, and I love meeting the customers, because I don't get to see them.
That's my best part.
But I really do love getting to meet them. But being able to share your story and your passion and tell people and explain and show why it's different or why it's better, or just, hey, try it out. There's no other place like it. There's social media and there's all these other things, but there's nothing like QVC where you get the opportunity to truly demonstrate and talk about and be excited about and have fun.
How did you get on? Like, we all have our QVC stories and the viewers love to hear it. Like our girl loves to hear it. How did that happen for you? So way back in 90, I believe it was in 96. I'm terrible with years. I remember situations, but in 96, I think, they had what they called like a 50 and 50 tour, where they went to all 50 states and they were looking for the best regional food in each state. And that's where they found us. Even though we weren't in that original show, they came back to us, let's say the following year. I think we started in 98. But anyway, and we were on, but it was back then the food category was like, small. It was just a feature every once in a while, like regional cuisines from here, Kansas City, and, all these things. And then in 2000 or 2001, the owner, Barry Peltz at the time, who I worked for years and years, he couldn't go, and he asked me if I could. And of course, back then I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen QVC, but I'm just flipping by, on cable. I don't really know much about it, but hey, I was managing a restaurant, so I get to get out of the restaurant to fly somewhere on a plane and go somewhere. Yeah, I'll go. And tell people about barbecue. Okay. And at that time, I don't know if you know this, the TV sales team, which now there's a class, there's online seminar, they teach you, there's hosts, and you do all these, trainings. Yeah. My training was on a fax machine, a rolled fax that where we tore it off and it came running across the restaurant. I tore off like 19 pages of stuff to learn about and went up there. I took a big suitcase with my wife and I, our wedding platters, because I knew I had to have some plates to put on the table with food. I didn't have food stylists. I'm not kidding you. And that big silver heavy, wedding stuff we just get rid of. And so I drugged that in a suitcase up there, went to the grocery store, literally bought like a can of beans, some corn on the cob, some coleslaw and potato salad from the deli at the grocery store, and set some plates out. That was my first airing. And we did great. And I became instantly fascinated with it, instantly. And just worked and worked to grow it. Because people don't realize, like, it's live TV. And like you said, now they have food stylists and all that. But, I mean, people think it's so glamorous, Jimmy. And I'm going to tell you, even now with my shows, I mean, I'm schlepping stuff. Yeah. People are like, oh, well, Kim is she's in live TV. Oh, I'm like, honey, you looking at the model, the social media marketing manager.
That's right.
I've heard the conversation. Kim's like, I got to go and grab this thing, and it's got to be on the air tomorrow. And like, where is it in the storage room or whatever? Yeah, hilarious.
But Jimmy, don't you think that's what makes QVC so special? And all of us entrepreneurs and people who are there, it is not just, here's my product, it's great. It's
it's not. It's not an acting job.
Fall in love with it's not.
No, and in fact, the funny thing is, you asked me how it started. So I would say before I went on the first time, or even way back, like even when I was probably 25, 26 years old, I remember I was in a wedding with a good friend of mine, and they have a lot of like politician friends, and It was, whatever. And I
was hooty-tooty.
Literally, I was panic stricken to have to stand up and even just give a toast because I could not stand to speak in front of people. Everyone was eloquent in this, and I was panicking. Like my wife knows. I almost left. Like I might have to go. And so to be now like doing this or being on TV and stuff, it's not at all the confidence. I did not have that. I think QVC does that, helps you with that because it really is. Yeah, you work, you do it, you bring all the stuff, you show up and you talk about it, and you can, work on the camera stuff, but it's really about the passion. And once you jump over that and you're like, oh, that's really what brings confidence, is having a passion about something and wanting to tell people about it.
Well, I was going to ask you, what do you think the key to success is, not just at QVC, but in life? Because being able to do what we love to do is such a gift, I'm so grateful for that. And I've heard you say that like 4 or 5 times just talking to you right now. Because how did you start in a drive-thru and now you're the CEO? Like, how does that happen? How are you living your dream? And what would you say to somebody else that's sitting there watching going, they have a dream?
Oh, that's a great question. I can tell you exactly what I would tell. And I would tell people this all the time. You can do whatever you want to. You really can. And I'm not just saying that. There's 300 people that work for me. And I don't care where they are in the organization. I've done it and I've been there. And so you can't tell me that you can't be anything you want. There's so many more failures that people don't see that are just soul crushing. And you're like, oh my God, of course. But you just keep working and I like to treat people well. I like to do business with people I like to do business with. And when you treat people right, and I have quite a few little things. I can't say when someone says it's not my job, because maybe it's not. It doesn't matter, but just help out. That's what I always did. And never worry about what someone else isn't doing. That's probably the biggest quote. That's probably my biggest
quote. Mind your own business.
Yeah, it's because you can get sidetracked with, so-and-so in the office is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm like, you know what? You're probably
distraction.
Right. But if you're worried about what everybody else is not doing, you'll never succeed. You never. Just worry about what you're doing and do the best you can do. But I really do. I say that my mom told me I could be anything I wanted, and I was dumb enough to believe her.
But no, it's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're proud of me.
It's the truth.
I cheer other people on, even competitors of mine. I think in business, there's plenty of room for everyone, and I celebrate other people's successes. I love it. I think it's awesome. It inspires me more. And so I don't know. It's just, I think the way you treat people, but go for it. Even if you fail, who cares? It doesn't matter. I failed plenty of times.
Was there a moment at Corky's, and like anybody listening can insert your name or your Corky's, whatever that is for you. Because to me, that is what you're so aspirational, even when I see you on QVC. But was there a moment at Corky's when it went from being like just a job, to becoming your career? Because I think, or is it just how you look at it? Like, do you remember a moment?
It's how you look at it. I remember multiple moments, but I didn't think of it as that at that time. I can just look back now. When I got a job in the drive-thru, I wanted to wait tables. But I couldn't wait tables because there wasn't a position open. But in the drive-thru for $5.25 an hour, I could get in. I could get in the door. And, I try not to have a bad attitude. There was plenty of people, especially in the restaurant business, who have bad attitudes, or what I would consider that, or they complain a lot. And I remember specifically, I was in the restaurant, my office is next door, and I was in the original restaurant waiting tables. We were rolling silverware at night, and a couple other servers, and I can still picture it to this day. They were just complaining and complaining about nothing, just complaining. And I remember telling myself, I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to just be miserable.
Choice.
It was a choice. And I keep a positive attitude. Even when things go bad, I feel like it's my role. Even if I was an assistant manager or a manager or did the QVC thing or where I am now, just keep a good attitude. Everybody else I think people look for somebody to be positive, and you can be that. You can be positive. You just decide to and go, you know what? Yes, all these terrible things happen. This happens to me a lot in business, all these bad things. It's like, oh my gosh, can I get one more thing of bad news? Like, I cannot take it. And then I always tell myself, wait a minute, this is one of my signals to be looking for something good that's coming, because there is something good that's coming. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking for it.
Stop.
I call it my trigger.
Yeah, that's a good trigger, actually. We have to you have to say that again. We need to take a moment to just hear that and talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I need to hear it personally right now. So say that again, slow.
So there's a couple of things. Sometimes it's not immediate, but I do try to keep a positive attitude. But I have a couple of what I call triggers that makes me go, oh, wait a minute. I'm in one of those situations where I need to change. And so I could be getting bad news day after day after day, which sometimes happens. I mean, it seems like, wait a minute. It's when, that's when it's raining, it's pouring. And that is my sign to tell myself, wait a minute, something good is about to happen. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's another business deal. I don't know if it's somebody's going to call me out of the blue. It's almost like look for the silver lining, but instead it's more, I look at it like, wait a minute, something good's about to happen. I don't know what it is.
So you're saying, I love this. So you're saying, Jimmy, like when something challenging, bad, obstacle, something's happening, that is a shift for change, that something better is coming.
Yes, it is.
I agree.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, and I don't know when.
That is
but I'm going to tell you, it's generally quicker than you think. But I think it has to do with your mindset. When you change your mindset to, okay, this is terrible right now. This is terrible, but something good's about to happen. I got to figure out what it is. And it might be something little. And then you go, oh, there's one. And then all of a sudden you turn around and you have 2 or 3 things happen that are great.
Okay. But why okay. I love this because you're speaking to somebody listening right now, because it's such a simple philosophy, but so hard to practice. Jimmy,
you have to recognize, you have to remember.
You have to recognize it. You have to remember. It has to be, like you said, a practice. But like, don't you think that sometimes, I know, me being a person of faith, that God has to get me to a place where I'm in a bad spot because I'm so thick-headed and hard-headed, I won't move to the next best thing that he's got because I'm not, I'm too comfortable.
That's right. Yeah, it's so easy to get comfortable. And then all these things come out of the blue, or just one blow, and it's like, oh, why me? Or that kind of thing. And when I get to that point where I'm like, wow, I mean, how many times is this going to happen? Or what else could possibly happen? Whenever I'm asking myself that, it truly is. And I call it a trigger, a little trigger. And I'm like, oh, that's the time. Now is the time. I've got to turn my thing around. Like, yes, everything's terrible happening around me, but oh my gosh, I cannot wait for what is coming around the corner, because it's going to be awesome. And I don't know what it is, but that is true.
Okay. So there's your book.
I'll tell you one other thing, one other little life thing is whenever I'm down or, just feeling like, it's not that great, or, a lot on my mind or whatever, when I feel that I'm in that, I wouldn't say depressed or anything, but just down, whatever.
No, just defeated.
Yeah, defeated. That's great. When it starts to happen, like, day after day after day, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in this little rut. And I tell people this, I go do something for someone else. I don't want anything in return.
Jimmy.
I'm telling you, I will tell you what I've done. So, and I don't mean like go buy a car for somebody. I can't do that.
No,
I'm talking about, I write someone a note. I will find someone that maybe works for me, or a family or friend, and write them a letter of complimenting them at what they've meant to me. Or I will drop off a bottle of champagne at their door with just a little note, just thinking about you, like totally out of the blue on a Thursday afternoon. Or go buy someone a card, or compliment somebody, but not just like, hey, you look nice today. Like really, really tell them. And I do that. And like I said, it's another trigger of mine when I'm feeling down, because I know that, they'll be thankful and stuff, but I know that it brings me out of it when I can do something for somebody else. I'm being dead serious. I have those 2 triggers, and I just talked about them.
Well, and they are universal truths.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like when you are so focused on yourself, and I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm only speaking from personal experience because my daddy used to always say, if you make it about other people, Kim, and it will be about you. Don't focus on yourself. And it pour that in. And the great thing about what we get to do, Jimmy, is we get to do that and on live TV. And then the viewers, our friends, our customers, they give it back to us. It is this relationship.
Hold on. They don't just give it back to us. It comes back tenfold, 100-fold. I could write someone a note because I'm feeling bad and write someone a note, compliment, thank them, whatever. I turn around. I'm on cloud 9. A day later, something good's happened. And it's not about something good's happening to me. It's more, it takes me a minute to recognize it. And once I do, I know the cure for me. Do something good for somebody else and have a positive attitude and just look for something that's great that's coming. That is truly my two, they're triggers. And once I realize them, then I just make that mental shift and nobody can stop me. I don't care.
Well, speaking of mental shift, because Zach and I were talking about earlier that, normally when people come on, they send us a little product to sample. We didn't get any barbecue. Which I'm not.
That's true.
For the record, she's blaming me for that. Triggered. She told me that it was my fault that we didn't get any. And I was just like, and look, and Jim, if you want to do something nice for someone else.
If you're feeling triggered and you want to share with us.
No, Kim's going to get plenty of barbecue when you're on air with her, but someone else, a lowly producer.
With the incredible background,
with incredible, lots of screens behind him.
Right.
It doesn't have any barbecue, and I think that is really sad. Yeah,
I agree. I totally agree. I think that's terrible. I think that's terrible of my people who are me.
Okay, but in all seriousness. Yeah. So no, I'm teasing you. You know that, Jimmy.
I know.
We are having this big Kim-a-thon the week of June. We're here in it. We're doing it. You're going to be on air with me. I think we should do something together. Could we do our own barbecue flavor, like sass and sauce or sassy sauce or something? We should do something.
We can do something for sure.
Do you do boneless wings?
I have. I like wings.
So that's a no.
Wings.
That's a no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
My favorite, I love your lemon pepper wings.
Yeah.
I think we should do a sweet and sassy or saucy barbecue.
Okay.
I don't know. We should do something, Jimmy.
I kind of like sweet and sassy. I like that.
Well, I'm the sweet and you're the sassy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going
to say the opposite.
You know what? You know what we could do, Jimmy? We could call it sweet and sassy, and we'll let the viewers decide live on the studio audience. Yeah.
Oh, the poll. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the poll is out. If you're listening to this,
the poll is out.
Get in the comments of this episode right now. Who's sweet? Who's sassy? I want to know.
I want to show you something since you're asking that. Hand me that. See that spatula? It's something against the wall. I have somebody hand it. One time at QVC, I won the Golden Spatula Award, which was I think they used to do it during one of the award shows, and I won it. And I still keep it in my office. And so, hold on.
Let me see it.
Right, didn't fall apart. All right. So I won this. Let's see. There you go.
Oh,
Golden
that's
Spatula
nice.
Award.
That's beautiful.
Well, let's not. Hold on. Let's not go overboard. But I'm very proud of it.
It's not solid 24 karat gold.
Yeah,
that's disappointing.
No, it is not.
And I won it for sauciest, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. I mean, I might have sauce on my hands, but I think it has another meaning.
I think it's a double entendre. It's a double entendre.
Definitely is. As soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, I'm saucy, a little saucy.
So Jimmy, what do you hope for the future? What is your, because you're not a person to just sit and you're content, but you're never satisfied.
No, I don't think.
Just knowing you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm content ever. I probably struggle with that the most. Maybe I should be more. No, I love doing new things.
There's more.
There's always more. There's always more. And I think that it doesn't matter what it is. There's more. There's more you can do. There's something you can try. years ago, I went and got my pilot's license because someone told me this quote. Of course, now I'm going to blank on it. But basically, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And I was like, oh my gosh, what a great quote. And then it's like, yeah, because who cares if you do, And so I kind of remember some of those things. But I just want to keep doing new things, keep exploring new opportunities. My biggest thing, because I would given or earned so many opportunities myself, I want to be able to create opportunities for other people, especially my organization. That to me, if I could get other people that work for me or that I'm friends with or work with or whatever, if you'd be able to create opportunities for other people and see them, flourish or do good or, have ups and downs like I do. That to me is what I would love it. I try to do it all the time. I really do, because there's nothing more gratifying than helping someone else become successful. Nothing. It doesn't matter. There's no end for me. It's not like, and I'll tell you this, Kim, and I don't even pay attention to time, but when I bought the companies, and so grateful for the opportunity and all that, a few years ago, and I was a restaurant manager and I did all the stuff.
Yeah.
And I had a meeting with one of our restaurant managers, and she's next door today. I just saw her a few minutes ago. She sat down across from me at my desk and she goes, "So what does it feel like?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "What does it feel like to have made it?" And I'm telling you, all the blood dropped out of my body. Yeah. And I said, "Oh, I don't feel like that. I feel like I am starting over." Yeah. I said, "I'm starting over." I bought, was able to buy the companies, and I'm back in the drive-thru. So your perspective is, woo! I made it, and I told her, I said, I am back in the drive-thru, because if I just keep it as it is, as famous as the business is, if I just keep it where it is, I didn't do anything with it. And so, no, you might see that I made it. Personally, inside, I feel like I'm back in the drive-thru starting over.
You're back in but that is, can I just say, no, that's the title of your book. You're back in the drive-thru. Right. Because that, to me, Jimmy, that is, Zach, that's what we were just talking about. Yeah. Like, it's like, because my daddy always said, Jimmy, if you ain't dead, you ain't done. Like, you never arrive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
Yeah. You don't. There's no finish.
Wait, we weren't.
And I really feel like that.
I want to ask you though, like, so the time when you were actually in the drive-thru, and you're saying you're back in the drive-thru, I imagine it's like, it's hard because you're sort of at the bottom of the pecking order.
You're relearning.
But it was probably really exciting time too, right? Is that sort of part of it?
Great. And I will tell you this, and I tell everybody that works for me, and whenever I can, even though yes, I started in the drive-thru, there's nothing wrong with it, because I actually learned more there than anywhere else. If I would have come in as a waiter, let's say, then I would have had that was my only view. I learned how to move customers through quickly. I knew how to explain everything on the menu very quickly. I was able to help people, I'm not sure what I want to get. Hey, how about this? Like, I learned more there than probably 75% of the other roles that I had, because you have to learn it quick. You can't really make mistakes, and the customers you talk to them face to face, and there's a certain expectation of customers. And so I learned a ton there. And so, yes, when I look back at it, I don't look at it like, oh, I'm, back at nothing. I look at it like, okay, I'm starting over with all this learning that I've got to do. I've got a lot of learning to do, and I have a lot of responsibility, because I'm really responsible for, depending on, 300 people that work for me. Because if I don't do anything with this business, if I don't keep growing, if I don't keep my excitement and positivity, then I'm holding them back. I could never, ever, ever hold anyone else back. And so I want other people to grow and do great things. And if they're happy where they are, that is awesome. I love that. We have plenty of people that are totally happy where they are. And I love it too, because they're awesome at where they are. They're awesome. But people who want to do different things and try different things, if I don't do anything with Corky's, or don't ever come up with a new product or a new sauce or flavor, whatever it is, then I'm literally holding other people back, and I just can't do it.
This is probably my most important question I'm going to ask you today is, what role do you see me playing in the Corky's organization? Because, I think...
hype.
I mean, it's an ideal place for me because, I can eat and barbecue, and it's...
You would definitely be right out front, hosted, seating everybody. Okay. You would be holding court with the 110 people in the restaurant. They wouldn't want to leave. We would be going, Kim, you got to get them out. You got to give them dessert and get them out.
That's right.
you would definitely... I have somebody next door, Anita. I've got Brenda. I've got some people who've been with us for years and years, and they put on a show. When customers come in, it's just their personality, and that's who you would be. You would be that personality that people come back time after time after time for sure.
I would tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, you don't want me as the CFO. Okay.
Hold on, me neither.
That's one job.
And Brian, my CFO, who's right next door, I always say, he's not. He says he's not fun. I'm like, I'm the fun one. He tells me no all the time. No.
Oh yeah, I get told no so much. I'm about sick of it. I'm about sick of it.
Me too. I'm like, I have these great ideas, and I get told no.
I have great ideas too, Jimmy. And you know what? This is what I love about it. When you and I do our show, we've got a live studio audience. We're going to do exactly what we're going to do. What are they going to do? Kick us out? They can't. They can't kick us out.
That's right. They can't.
They got to have us.
Especially during this.
Now, afterwards, we might not ever be asked back, but
that's right.
When you're on live TV, if you start doing something, if you're on QVC and you start doing something that they don't want you to do, what happens?
I can read people
Jimmy, has that ever happened to you?
I can read people really well, and I can sense it. I don't care if they're off in the wings, behind over here. I'm like, what's she doing over there? Don't stop looking at me. Yeah, I sense it.
Well, I got to tell you, Jimmy, I want you to be thinking about this because I get my hand slapped a lot. Believe it or not, people don't understand, but I do because I'll push the envelope. And Jimmy, you kind of do too, but
I will too.
I will too.
Yeah.
If you can't push the envelope, why do it? But so I sing a lot, like a lot of songs, like a lot of 80s songs, a lot of songs, I get in trouble for that. Do you get in trouble for that?
I do not. I don't sing on there. Although I should, but no, that would only add to the list of things I shouldn't do. No, I play by the rules, kind of. I have fun, though. I don't want to get in trouble. I never wanted to get in trouble.
Well,
so I'll bend the rules, but,
I bend them, and sometimes I'll just snap. Sometimes I'll just sing a whole, line. And they're like, legal say, Kim, we really can't sing other people's copyrighted material. And because I'll make up songs. I'll use them too.
That was my song and my
But you know what? Yeah. I love your philosophy, and my philosophy is ask for forgiveness, not permission. So that's one of my philosophies.
I do that a lot. Do that a lot.
I know.
Especially Jimmy, when I know the answer is going to be no. When the answer is going to be no, I already know.
Don't ask. Okay, before you go, I'm so excited about our show. But before you go, I do this with every single guest.
Okay.
I ask a rapid fire question. Now, I'm probably going to do this on our live show too when we're together. Good. But you're getting a sneak peek right now.
And by the way, before this, I do want everybody to know, we have not talked before this. I had no questions. No. This is just you and I bantering and having fun. This is just who we are. Okay.
Even if we did have questions before, we would have never read them, and we would have never.
No, you're right. It would have been. I forgot to open that email.
What? You sent me an email?
That's right.
Yeah, Jimmy and I are like brothers from another mother. I'm not kidding you. We're very almost the same person.
Yeah.
So here we go. So what comes up comes out. Okay.
All right. Got it.
Rapid fire questions.
Read me off the last text message you sent.
To Greg. He asked me, I'm bowling tonight in a beer and pizza league. And he said, how long does bowling usually last? And I said 2.5 hours, I'd say. So, and that was literally, hold on. And that was talking about doing things you're not supposed to do. That was when we were already connected. And I'm trying to get my headphones working and talking to the mic. And I'm saying, I think the speaker's not right. And then I'm like, 2.5 hours.
Yeah. You're the only man that can multitask. Okay, here we go.
Wait.
What is your favorite?
Kim, I'm sorry. Wait, stop. What do you bowl? This is way more important, Kim. I'm sorry.
That's good. That is.
Oh my gosh. I think my record, my top score is like 186 or something like that. But I think my average is like 125 or 130, something like that. And 130, it's not 130.
You would be fun bowling with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun league. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What's your favorite condiment?
Mayonnaise.
What?
Mayonnaise or remoulade sauce. No, it's not. Kim.
Oh my gosh, Jimmy. Mayonnaise is my worst condiment. It makes me just, really?
Yeah. Or remoulade sauce would be my other, but really mayonnaise. Yeah. I put it on everything.
Okay.
Wait, like in Europe?
No judgment.
Do you put it on French fries like Europe?
French fries. French fries, actually, I do mustard and ketchup together at home or whatever. But
oh, that's yummy.
Yeah, I do that a lot. But mayonnaise, on every sandwich, burger.
Ooh, now okay. You're drawing me in. You're drawing me in. Okay, if you could cook barbecue for one historical person, who would it be?
Oh my gosh!
And think about this: the earlier it is, the more they're going to blow their mind, right? Like they didn't have spices back in 1550.
Oh my gosh!
Like we do now.
I don't even know who was right. Come on, Zach.
I'm not that smart.
That's too educational for me. Yeah, I'm like, come on, Zach.
You're not like Genghis Khan.
I need to phone my wife, phone a friend. She's the smart one.
You phone a friend. Can I phone a friend?
Yeah. Being here, I probably would say Elvis. I've cooked pleny of times at his house.
Oh my gosh.
For his family, but I was obviously too little when he died, but I've had amazing experiences with his family at his house, cooking in the kitchen, all that kind of stuff. But I never.
At Graceland?
Yeah, that's a whole different podcast. I can't really talk about that. But I think cooking for him would be amazing.
Oh, he would love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I fell in love. I fell in love with my husband at Graceland. True story.
Really?
It's in book.
He chased me like a dog in heat.
We'll have to talk. I've done some awesome stuff at the house. Yeah.
Okay. We have to talk about that. Okay. Yeah. Describe every detail of your perfect meal.
Oh, a perfect meal, a great cocktail to start, an appetizer, because I love appetizers.
I love appetizer. I can make a meal out of an appetizer.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Oh, there's probably
what's your favorite? What's your favorite appetizer then? Like,
well, I mean, you probably wouldn't know it, but there's a steak place here, Folks Folly, and they're called tenderloin tidbits. They are literally beef tenderloin, like filet. They're cut in little tiny strips, almost like nugget size, and they are battered and deep fried, and they are served with a hollandaise sauce, dipping sauce. They're in deep fried filet. It's probably my favorite appetizer.
You can't go wrong with that.
No,
you can't go wrong with that.
I love a great steak, a ribeye. I cook ribeyes with the steak butter. I do love shrimp too, but I think a great ribeye, cooked at home, incredible thick ribeye, and dessert. I'll tell you my favorite dessert: chocolate eclair cake. That's what my mom made for me on my birthday.
Lord.
And it's probably it's the cheapest little thing to make, but I love it. Graham crackers. I
do too.
Vanilla pudding and chocolate icing on the top.
Duh.
I can eat a bucket of it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think we need to do a dessert. Corky's and Kim dessert.
Yeah. Well, cobblers.
And I love a good banana pudding. I love a good
we have a great banana pudding, and I do love banana pudding.
You do?
Yes. And in fact, we have a great banana pudding at Corky's. But my aunt, she does a cooked banana pudding, and I love it.
Yeah, my grandma did too. My grandma did. It was warm.
It's so good with a meringue on top.
That's the old Southern way right there.
It is, but I love it.
I've never actually had banana pudding.
Okay. Oh,
you've never had banana pudding? Oh my gosh!
That's why I didn't send you barbecue.
That's right.
Cooked banana pudding.
It's the
sugariest. Cooked banana pudding is probably the sugariest thing. You can almost bite the sugar crystals. It's so sugary, but I love it. It's really
it's almost cotton candy. It's almost just cotton candy.
That sounds good.
But really, the food is with people that I love to be around, having great conversations, and appetizers to sample and try. Now, I don't like to share my entree. My wife likes to share. I do not. And so I like to order my own. And some good sides to share too. I love cream spinach or, potato casserole, something like that. And then a really good banana pudding or chocolate eclair cake for dessert.
Chocolate eclair. I say we make that. Okay. What's one thing you should take less seriously?
I take a lot of stuff less seriously. Probably what other people think.
What should you take more seriously?
Let's get the CFO in here. We'll ask him.
I was just about to say money. I was about to say money. I mean, I'm okay with it, but probably spending. I'm the spender in my family.
Oh,
Did you know that, Kim? My wife doesn't spend. She does not spend a nickel. I spend.
I say on air, my husband's the cheapest man in the free world. I say spend it, give it out. You can't take it with you.
Well, if he was with my wife, who's the sweetest could possibly ever be, they would never do anything.
They'd be rich.
Be in the same clothes. They'd be rich. They would be.
They'd be rich, Jimmy. They'd be rich.
For
okay.
Sure.
What is the wildest thing you've ever seen in your business?
Oh my gosh.
Wildest can be fun. I mean, have you catered a bachelorette party, a bachelor party?
July 4th, is crazy here. I've done some incredible caterings for some of the most famous people in the world. Those are pretty awesome. Just to see them as regular people and then they go, oh my gosh, these ribs are so good.
Can you name us one person? Can you name one person or no?
Oprah Winfrey. I cooked for Oprah.
Well, honey, she loved her barbecue.
She loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gail, her friend, loved the strawberry cake.
That's pretty wild. Catering for Oprah and Gail. Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
What is the funniest or biggest on-air moment that you've ever had on QVC?
Okay, so I knock on my desk wood. Feel like I've been so fortunate, like I hadn't had all these calamities that you hear people, whatever. And this was maybe 6 weeks ago. And I was on Q2 I was on Q2 and I did have a host with me too, but I was at home and I was talking and my ear on a close up, my ear pod or whatever it's called, earphone thing fell out of my ear into the food. And then the camera followed and it went straight in the food. I literally did not miss a beat and said, hey, I love live TV, picked an earpiece out of food, sat it to the side. So it gave me a paper towel. I was wiping it off, stuck that thing back in my ear. It was literally like 6 weeks ago. Hey, don't you want some of this food?
Jimmy,
that's the pause.
Jimmy, I would have just licked it off and put it back in.
Seriously, I know. Oh, believe me. I sat down to the side and I was like, I kind of laughed. You kind of hear me kind of laugh, like catch my breath laughing. And I said, hey, it's live TV. What do you think? And then I was like, oh my gosh. And the producer was in my ear going, just keep going. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. They handed me a paper towel. I grabbed it. I set it to the side and wiped it and just stuck that thing right back in my ear on TV. Just kept going. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Jimmy.
And the other funny thing that happened, I'm not going to say on this podcast. Somebody called in. When it was when I first started being on QVC, and it was in the middle of the night. There used to be this show called Late Night Munchies, and it was a food show. It was 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. We always had Late Night Munchies. Yeah, it really was. That's what it was called. It was for years, and so anyway, we had and a caller called in, and she said, I don't know. Can I say
was
this?
Was she drunker than Cooter Brown?
Okay, so she said she was going on and on. I love your ribs and pork and blah blah. Whatever. Just went on. She was from California. I wish I could remember her name, but and she said, "Let me tell you the best time I like to have your ribs." And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." You're like at a call. And she goes, right after sex. And you should see my face. There
you go.
And I went, and I looked over at the host because I'm like, save me. And the host goes, well, thank you for calling in. And if you could have seen everybody behind the cameras, and they were all like, oh, you're going to be on Talk Soon. You're going to be on Talk Soon. You know, all this crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
I had friends who, because I was kind of new to be on TV, so I had friends like staying up and watching or recording it or whatever. I mean, and I didn't think there were cell phones at the time, or I didn't have one, but when I got back, people were like, oh, I saw that lady call in. I was like, oh my gosh. Literally, I was deer in headlights.
Amazing.
I went from like,
amazing.
Oh, yeah, tell me, to, I did, yeah.
Hey, but to me, that's a good sign for the ribs.
I was going to say, they probably are really good then.
Wow, you probably had spiking calls.
I probably had a sellout. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to buy those. I'm going to buy those too.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would. Okay.
Those are my two stories.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Oh my gosh. I've met a couple of them at QVC. Christy Brinkley poured me a glass of Prosecco on set. And I was literally like, totally dumb. Yeah, I was so done with her. I'm so good with all those celebrities. And I've told my friends this. I'm so good with them because I just, treat them like regular people or say hi or whatever. With her, I was in vacation and she's driving by in a Ferrari, and I literally said to her, hold on, Kim, we were getting mic'd up next to each other, and she's selling her Prosecco, and I literally said, I love your bottles. When I looked over at me, they were like, is that what you just said to Christy Brinkley? I'm like, yes. So awkward. But she said, come out and get it. I've got her picture sitting on the wall right there, but she said, come out.
Oh my God, Jimmy, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
Said, I love your bottles. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite fast food? Like junk food, just rotten junk food. Just got to have it. Sweet and salty, not fast food. Your favorite sweet, your favorite salty.
Sweet would be cookies and cream ice cream, without a doubt. Yes. Salty is going to be either chips and cheese dip or chips and guacamole or chips and salsa. I love Mexican food. Yeah.
Oh, I love it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think our phones are listening to us?
100%. All the time.
I bet you anything. I've got cookies and creams. Get ready to pop up on my phone right now.
It's going to. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I know, and I'll be quick, but we were at QVC.
Don't be quick. Tell.
We were at QVC one time. We were in the audience part, with the auditorium thing, but there wasn't an audience, and so we were just doing a show in there. And I was sitting in the front row with Reese, a buddy of mine who just did the turkey there. And Reese said something like, "Oh, I'm so full. I need like a man girdle." And we laughed and going on TV, need a man girdle. I'm telling you, I got back to the hotel. I looked at my phone. All of a sudden, a man girdle popped up on my phone. I'm like, Reese.
Jimmy,
they totally listen. Yeah,
that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the sauce and sassy man girdle, and then we're going to do a man girdle for the juice.
There you go. Yeah, I'm on it. And your phone's going to show it. I promise you. By tomorrow, somebody's going to have somebody who's listening, watching. Somebody is going
to be getting a man girdle.
Yep. All
right. Number one tip for barbecuing at home:
don't rush it. Don't rush it. It really, of course you got to get great quality meat, but that's kind of a given. Don't rush it. Everybody, you want it to be done. Hurry up. And you just can't. Sometimes something will stall and you just got to get it over that, and you cannot rush it. It's not a timing thing. It is a feel, touch, the right consistency, temp and everything. And so it's not a timing thing. You can't rush it.
I love that. Sorry, I have to ask you one more time. What's in your secret sauce?
People.
That's it.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
Let's do that again. Right. The one secret ingredient that I have never told anybody ever in Corky's barbecue sauce is. Got it. You got it. There's your clip.
Oh my God. Okay, everybody listen. If you're in the Memphis area, you've got to go visit Jimmy at Corky's Barbecue, and you can follow Jimmy on Instagram at Jimmy Stovall QVC. Check out his podcast, Ribbon with Jimmy Stovall, and don't miss him on QVC, where you can order Corky's Barbecue for yourself, and trust me, you're going to love it. I mean, it's fall off the bone good. I think I'm going to have to place an order right now, Jimmy, because you didn't send me any. What kind of discount can I get?
A good one. A good one. A good one. Yeah.
At least 4 easy pays.
I'll tell you the address to send it. Kim, you buy it. I'll provide the address.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Just GA is going to become CA real quick. Honestly, Jimmy, if you can you please come to Sacramento, because our barbecue game is weak, and we could use you.
Bless your heart.
It's
real.
That's a long way away. That's a long way away.
There's one place that's really good, but that's about it. Really, it's bad.
Yeah. Oh, honey, you ain't had barbecue till you've had Corky. We just ship
it to you. That's right. Yeah,
that's true.
It is. The difference with us is truly, we're restaurant first, so it's not just like we're some barbecue manufacturing place. And our facility, most of our but managers that have been with Corky's for years now work there from the restaurant. And then the same smokers that we use in the restaurant, we use there. So it's not only the same smokers, it's the same people. And so they know what restaurant barbecue is supposed to be. So yeah, there's a difference there.
Y'all got to check it out. Okay, Jimmy, I can't wait to do our show together.
I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me. I've had a blast. This is an awesome end to my day. Yes, thank you.
Same. Awesome. Love you, brother. See you soon.
Bye.
Zach Miller is the executive producer of The Kim Gravel Show. His production company is Uncommon Audio. Our producer is Kathleen Grant, the brunette exec. Production help from Emily Breeden and Sarah Noto. Our cover art is designed by Sanaz Huber at Mammarian Creative. Our show is edited by Mike Kligerman. Our guest intros are performed by Roxy Reese. Our guest booking is done by Central Talent Booking. Our ads are furnished by True Native Media. And y'all, I want to give a big, huge thank you to the entire team at QVC Plus. And a special thank you to our audience for making this community so strong. If you are still listening, then you must have liked a few episodes along the way. So tell somebody about it. Tell somebody about this show. And join our mailing list at thekimgravelshow.com. I cannot do this show without you, and so I thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening. I hope you've gained a little bit of encouragement, light, and love from watching and listening to The Kim Gravel Show. I love y'all so much. Until next time, bye y'all.